honor to share this with you all folks. I was privileged to be part of a discussion earlier this week, and I just realized, I was chatting to somebody else afterwards, and I just realized what a privilege it is for us to have Morris share this information with us on a weekly basis. I don't think you guys realize how privileged we are sometimes. I know that we tend to complain a little bit from time to time as stuff goes on. I don't know if Gavin's on the call. Otherwise, if he's listening to the replay and Ijoki. Gavin, Ijoki, thanks guys for doing a sterling job of getting Morris on board to run PythonSignals and to share this information with us, guys. You may not realize it, but Morris doesn't need to do this. He's actually a professional trader in his own right, and the fact that we can have access to a world-class analyst is just amazing. So Morris, thanks very much for taking the time out and being patient with us. I know that you could probably be earning 10 times the amount of money with half the amount of troubles, but from our side, just thank you very much for this opportunity and being able to be involved in PythonSignals. Thanks.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you, Tertius. You didn't need to say that, but we always need to stay humble, keep our feet on the ground, and that's what we are, guys. It's all about helping you. It's Wendy and I, we were just fortunate that we've become financially free in cryptos by trading cryptos, and you can do it too. And this is what our goal is, guys, here in PythonSignals. I've always said there are 3 goals. We want to get you financially free, get rid of all the debt that you have, and it may take a year or maybe another 6 months, guys, but it's going to happen. You get financially free. Use PythonSignals as a vehicle to make extra Bitcoin by bringing other people into your own business. It's out there, it's booming, guys. It really is. You look in Taiwan, China, all across the world, it's booming in cryptos. And then we're going to teach you how to make wealth, because you think you want to have $1 million US, but guys, when you get that money, it's a different ball game, because suddenly now you have to protect your money. And that's a different strategy. And we are working with numerous people here on PythonSignals that have already made $1 million. Guys, as crazy as it sounds, you're going to make it too. And I tell you now, Tertius, just to kick this off, remember in the beginning of the year when I said, if you have $50,000 invested US, the probability for you to make about 7.2 million US is very high. What if you only hit $1 million? It's going to happen, guys. And Tertius, with that said, let me get into sharing my screen, and we're just going to get into this. We are recording this. I'm going to start off here with Litecoin quickly. But thank you for those nice words anyway, Tertius. So guys, let's quickly have a look here at Litecoin. Litecoin, since this point here, 16 July 2019, you can see this dark blue line that we have. That is the line that we had drawn in. We didn't draw it in now. We drew it in a while ago, about a month ago. And then we said we're going to come to this low point here. First that high point there, then a low point here. Then the market is going to come down or up there. It's going to drop down there. We are almost perfectly on track. What we are looking at now is into this point C. We are going to see, perhaps, I'm hoping that we see this, a very nice uptrend into about 120 to 128. If you look at yesterday's blog posts, that is what we also said, around about that figure. At this point, most likely, we are going to see, most likely, Bitcoin at about 17,000. And I'll get into Bitcoin a little bit later. At this point here, we are going to have a drop. We're going to go sideways here. And then here at around about 10 September, 11 September, my data is showing, and it's showing this now for the last 2 months, actually about 80 days. It's showing that we are going to have a big breakout here at point number E. This breakout, guys, is going to be epic, and that is where you're going to make your money. Now, the 9 or 10 September is the date that we are going to watch. The reason is, if you look in the top here, this 53-day algorithm cycle, we're the only people in the world that have identified these cycles, guys. And every 53 days, there's a big jump in price, a very significant move in cryptos. Now, we believe that cryptos at this point is going to go upwards. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. But for now, in Litecoin, we expect a move upwards. Now, could this algorithm timeline move on slightly? Yes, it can. It can move on a day or two. And remember, we've always said that. Don't be fixated too much on the price. That high point in C must happen. Now, if that high point in C happens, this heartbeat has completed, and then we are perfectly on track. Let's quickly get into Ethereum. I want to spend a lot more time asking questions. We're going to do it in about 40 minutes, guys, this entire video or presentation. With regard to Ethereum, you can see that we've already completed our ABC wave, that this B wave, or C wave rather, completed around about there. The lowest point that Ethereum could have gone is about 119. Instead, we stopped at about 173. But you can see again, guys, if you look at this algorithm line, let me just make that a little bit darker or thicker. See this dark algorithm line. It went up, it dropped, it went up, it dropped, it went up to that high point there. We were expecting about 251, but it came in at about 230, 239, and then it dropped into this low point here, exactly on that low point. Now, Ethereum now, guys, is the first coin that is going to break out. If my analysis is correct here, we are now going to go sideways upwards with a pattern of advances. It's going to look something similar like this. And this is how I trade to make money. And you have got all this data right in front of you as well. And we're simplifying it so that you can use the data as well. I'm just going to make this very thick, and let's just make this maybe a orange color so that you can see that. So we are going to see a pattern of advances here that could potentially look similar like this. Sorry, that's just a skew one, but it's going to go up and up and up like that till it comes to this point here. At this point here, it's going to go sideways, and it's going to feel like it's going to drop again, and then it's going to go and spike upwards. So that is what you can expect from Ethereum. Now, what I do as a trader, I buy here. That's where I buy. Doesn't matter, guys, if I buy at $200 or at 170. Remember I said that that little spread of $10 or $20 is nothing. And then I may come and sell here. That's what we call trend. You trade the trend. We don't do day trading. Okay? So this is with regard to Ethereum. If we look at Ethereum on the 4-hour, you can see that it's actually making a very nice big move upwards. This here was the low point, and we nailed that exactly on 15 August, the low point for cryptos. Nobody else in the world can do this, guys, and I'm not trying to brag here. I'm just saying that the system that we developed, it's working. Now, we won't be 100% correct all the time, but you can use it to make a lot of money. Who cares if the system is correct 80% of the time and you make a lot of money? It doesn't matter. You know, some trades you'll lose, but some you're going to win big. So the next move now, you can see here on the 4-hour is moving really nicely up, and expect that to continue. Okay, so let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. Very strong coin. Now remember this, we drew that in and we said, yeah, from 14, 15 July, and we said it's going to go up, down, it's going to go to a high point there, and then it's going to drop into this level here. Now you can see it went to 230. We said 230, but it stopped here just touching that blue box here, and that was at about 260. So about $30 short of our target. But nonetheless, guys, you can see the pattern is playing out. And I want you to look at these patterns. Once you understand these patterns, and we will do all the work for you, then you can play the market. Never ever try to hit the exact top. Never try to hit the exact low. Somewhere in a block, somewhere there, that will be the low. I always, when it hits the box in that range, that's when I start to buy. Because let's go back to Litecoin. Remember this when I said in the beginning of this week, let's go back. That's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Somewhere here in that green candle. Let me just make it large. Remember in that green candle, I posted out a message on Telegram. And I said here on this day, it was 18 August, it was Monday. 19, okay, it was the 19th. That was the date that I said that risk adverse investors or anybody really that want to get back in the market, this is now the time to buy. The time to buy. Come by the end of this weekend, guys, this market is going to move upwards. So if you place the orders, that's a great place to place your orders. Let's get back to Bitcoin Cash quickly. And you can see what's going to happen with Bitcoin Cash now. Very strong coin. It's gone sideways upwards. It's now at this point here. Expect a move upwards, sideways, and is going to break out. EOS, quickly into that. EOS, initially what we said is that it's forming this head and shoulders, it's going to drop down, and then what happens is it drops normally the same height. If you take the height from that head to this bottom, that's how we calculated the bottom, and you come down and you put it there. That's how we got this blue mark here, guys. And you can see here a touch there on the bottom, a touch there on the bottom the second time, and we're expecting it to reach about $3. But EOS has now bottomed. You can buy EOS. Neo, just quickly with Neo, having a nice breakout here. See this yellow channel here? So in that yellow channel, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a drop. So 3 waves drop. Then you have this one here, which is an ABC correction upwards. And then we had another drop, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That point there is your last drop. And you can see here it's now starting to break out. You can probably argue and say that was your last drop. So it went sideways, it broke out from this channel, and expect Neo simply to go up now. Our first target here, I really believe that we could potentially get very close to 18. But there is going to be resistance here with regard to this little Python y-axis. So if you want to play it safe, your target should be about $13. But anyway, guys, many of you still hold Neo. I still hold Neo. I'm holding it long term. It's going to go to $850. Digibyte, quickly get into Digibyte here. You can see here that this is following almost this pattern. We expect a bit of a move upwards in Digibyte. You can buy it now if you want, because you can make about a 60% gain in Digibyte. But if you want to buy it, you need to buy it here around about 11 September. See there? We expect it's going to go to 0.08. So one more down, guys, one more down. And this is what I said about a week ago. I said, don't buy XRP or Digibyte yet. Let the other people buy it. Other people should buy it. What we need to buy is Litecoin, Ethereum, or Bitcoin, because that's moving up. We will come back and buy Digibyte and XRP. Let me go back to XRP. See here as well, XRP is going to make another low here at about 30. First, it's going to go up to about 38 cents, then coming down to make 30. At that point, that's when we buy. Why? Because we can make more gains in Litecoin or Bitcoin or Ethereum, okay? But if you hold Digibyte and you hold XRP, guys, for goodness sake, don't sell your positions now. Just simply hold. Then let's get into Bitcoin quickly, just the last one here, Tertius. Now, Bitcoin, guys, is something of a different beast. The forces in the world are out there. Their goal is to destroy Bitcoin as quick and fast as they can. This algorithm pattern that we've drawn in there, that is the pattern that eventually is going to play out. Whether this high point just moves on slightly, it can do that. It can move on, but let's just leave that for now where it is. I'm going to show you what happened with Bitcoin, and you need to be very vigilant. Now, can you see here that red candle there, the second red candle and the third red candle? 3 days of a drop. That was when the SEC announced that they will not approve an ETF, okay? So the market sentiment dropped. And what happened, these 18 wallets that we follow that keep manipulating the market, they pull their orders off the table because there was no need for them to manipulate the market because the SEC did the work for them. Now remember this, guys, the SEC, and I'm saying it with respect here, if the SEC is listening in, they're not your buddies, okay? I still believe that they are being controlled by other people to make decisions. But I'm going to show you what should have happened. Now I'm taking the bars pattern here. If I go to the left-hand side, see there, and I'm taking a bars pattern of those three candles. I'm going to move them up. Now I'm going to inverse them and move them up the opposite way. Instead of having a drop, now I'm going to come and put them back there. Okay, now I'm just going to make them a different color so we can just see them. Maybe make them pink. And visibility, okay, that's all good. Okay. So effectively what should have happened is instead of breaking down, the market should have gone up. Now let's take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm taking a bars pattern of those. Let me just delete the old ones here. So if you want to do it, go here. It's called the bars pattern. And I'm just going to take that now. Now I'm going to move that up here. Can you guys see what has happened with Bitcoin? Can you see that, Tarsius? Incredible, huh?
Yeah. Our screen, your screen is lagging a little bit, but yes, we can see exactly what's happening, Maurice. Thanks.
So see, guys, if you take these patterns here and you just flip them upwards, these 3 days, what we've done, just to reiterate, see those 3 days. If I move that down now, those are the 3 days. There they are. So I'm taking that out and I'm flipping them upside down. This is what should have happened. There. And then I'm taking these patterns here and I'm just moving them there. Can you see how perfectly it's following that algorithm line? Now, this is what's going to happen. Remember that I said that this is Y. Okay, the Y leg is still going to be formed. All they're trying to do is just to trick you. And guess how many people have sold out of Bitcoin? What's going to happen is, guys, this has got room to move up to this level. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. It's still got 7 days. Do not be surprised if you see a spike from here right there. All they've done, they've literally just dropped the market there. Why? So that people sell. Guess how many people sold out of their Bitcoin? A lot of people, guys. Guess how many we sold? Nothing. We bought. We bought and bought and bought as much as what we could at these levels. Guys, because ultimately what's going to happen is that Bitcoin is going to go to this level here of 17,764. Now, the reason that we lowered our number there is this. Because of this drop here, you can literally mathematically, now remember we do mathematical equations because we have got an algorithm that works out the price targets. You can go up about 65% on this level here because they dropped it. That means that this level here is lower as well. But what happens after this, and I don't want to get into too far detail, let me just get, where is that now? There. What's going to happen here? Somewhere at this point, we are going to have another drop back. And then we're going to have another drop, sorry, a bit higher, and then another drop. But I'm going to get into that when we hit close to 17,000. So let me just delete that. So you've got an idea of what's happening. So there's no need for fear. And the simple way to see what these guys are doing is if you look at Ethereum, for example, you can see that Ethereum is on track to go upwards. Now, one thing that I just want to warn you is that in this report of Bitcoin is this figure here, the 9134. And that's my closing argument quickly here. The 9134 is something that we are watching. Okay, if we get to this level here, let's say, for example, Bitcoin breaks down and it doesn't go up as what we predict. This is our exit strategy. I always like to have an exit strategy, and so should you. Because, you know, we're not fools, guys. You don't hold on to cryptos if the market drops. If the market were to turn around here and it goes suddenly lower, if it goes lower than this level here, 9147, you need to consider exiting the market. Okay, but for now, we do see an uptrend coming. And Tertius, that is basically just quickly an introduction. Let's get into questions, guys. We want to keep these presentations as short as possible, guys. So we've got about 20 minutes for questions here.
Fantastic. Thanks, Maurice. I know some of the guys were asking whether you had any further updates on KBC, if there's anything on KBC to be said. And then about Ethereum Classic, whether Ethereum Classic is a precursor or an indicator for Ethereum, because it's already started breaking out. Those two questions so far. Guys, let's post them on the group or get yourself ready to ask a question.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Look, Ethereum Classic, you just have to be very careful with Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic, just like in the beginning of the year, was one of the first coins to break out. But what happened then with Ethereum Classic? It just didn't go anywhere. So be careful holding Ethereum Classic. It's better to hold Ethereum. I'm not saying that Ethereum Classic is not a good one to hold. If you hold positions in that, hold a small percentage, that's fine. But yes, Ethereum Classic is a precursor to what is coming. KBC, we see in our data that after 9 to 10 September, that we have a spike in the price of KBC up to about 12 cents. Now, if it hits the 12 cents, that's a great time. If you want to get rid of some positions of KBC, that's a point to get rid of KBC. So yeah, we see some good things for KBC in terms of price action.
Fantastic. Then somebody was asking about Chainlink, Interstellar. I'm not exactly sure who Interstellar is, but you know, Chainlink saying it moves a lot throughout the day. It's probably something that one might consider trading on a day-by-day basis, but it's not part of the top 40 crypto report. I don't know, Maurice, do you want to say anything about it? And then folks are also asking about Binance Coin, BNB.
Yeah, okay, guys, let's quickly talk about BNB. I do not have enough data on Chainlink to make an informed decision. But guys, I'm going to give you this warning. Remember I said since the beginning of the year. In the beginning of the year, Tertius, if you can remember, I said that there's about 3,500 coins on CoinMarketCap. And I said that half of the coins are going to disappear. I tell you now, guys, that half of the coins before the end of this year will either be dead, they'll be toast, or they'll not go anywhere. I put Chainlink, unfortunately, in that same category. Guys, remember when we changed our strategy and we said that I've got a new portfolio and I said that these are the top 10 coins that you must hold. And here are the top 5 coins. Those top 5 coins, or 6 basically, is Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash. And then I went on to say Digibyte and XRP. Guys, I'm not going to reveal the information yet, but I'm just going to tell you, stick with the big coins. These little coins, go to their websites. If there's not a lot of activity there, if they haven't got a working product, take, for example, Digibyte. Remember I've tweeted out and said that Digibyte have planted the trees. They're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. I don't know. Are they 10 years old now or 9 years? It's one of the oldest cryptos. Many people don't know this. They've got a working product. Ripple has got a working product. Ethereum has got a working product. A lot of coins are built on the Ethereum platform. Now remember this, guys, many of these coins are going to disappear. And as I say, I'm putting Chainlink in that same category. I haven't got enough data to validate what Chainlink is going to do. But BNB, for example, is a working product. Why? It's associated with Binance. Now, before I go to BNB, what I want to show you here, remember here I say this is the world's best indicator. This is the 2B algorithm mathematical equation coming upwards here. This is your Python y-axis, okay, going downwards there. When the 2B algorithm crosses the Python y-axis, it's a positive sign. although I'm going to show you the positiveness in Bitcoin, still remember, guys, stay vigilant. Don't just go and invest and walk away and come back 10 days and look at your Bitcoin again. Check your Bitcoin daily. Unfortunately, check it daily. But this algorithm, when it changes, just means that there's a lot of upside coming in Bitcoin. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't drop to 9,000. Okay, it could happen and then shoot up. But when I see this indicator, it's very bullish for me. Now let's go to BNB. I'm going to show you where that is now. Can you see? Here's the Python y-axis. There's the 2B algorithm. See this one here? Now, what happens as soon as the pink line crosses over the Python y-axis? It's a little bit difficult to see in Binance because it's a little bit distorted as the pink line comes from the top downwards, but then moves upwards. It's because we're on a daily chart and because of BNB just being the strongest coin in cryptos. There's nothing beating BNB. It leads the way. Look at this, guys. 954% gain since December, 15 December. Now, clearly look at this pink line here, the 2B algorithm that crossed the Python y-axis. Look what happens here. It goes up. Now, Bitcoin is about here, probably there. Remember, I've said that last week as well, that Bitcoin is somewhere in this region. Yes. You know, with a stab in the dark now, somewhere there. Yeah. But more important, look at this pattern, the pink line and the purple line. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Can you see that the pink line is about to cross? So that pink line is going to cross and go like this. That coincides with this move upwards. Okay, so BNB, let's look at BNB. Where's BNB? Guys, you can buy BNB, you can simply hold it. This is one of the coins that you invest 2, 3, or 4, or 5% of your portfolio, you hold it. There are a number of coins that I said you simply can hold. They are EOS, IOTA, BNB, and then we get into Walton Coin, Wax, and Singularity Net. Don't worry, guys, if those things or those coins are a little bit down. Don't worry about them. Simply hold them. I tell you now, you're going to see why very, very shortly. Many of these coins are coins that you don't sell. And then there's coins that you trade, like you can trade, for example, Litecoin. And remember, this is what I also said about Litecoin. You know, you can sell on the top there. And at C, you can come back and buy on D again. But anyway, guys, if you're new, make sure that you go to, let's just quickly go here. If you log into your members area in PythonSignals, on the left-hand side, now you'll see I've got zero money. It doesn't mean, yeah, I'm not building the business, guys, because I'm not in competition with you. Okay, so on your dashboard, you can see my account, network, finance, downloads, blogs. If you click on blog there, it will open the blog post for you. Okay, now I have to log in again. But anyway, won't allow me back now. Okay, but anyway, I'll get that shortly. Tertius, let's just get any more questions there.
Yeah, I think Morris, a relevant question is, you know, Wax is moving to a new to its own blockchain. If we've got Wax on an exchange, is there anything that we must do? Will they do the swap for us? Or should we be looking at, I know some of the guys were discussing it on the Lifetime Members Telegram group, downloading a wallet and staking and that sort of thing. Is that something we need to be concerned about at this stage, or can we just carry on?
Do make sure that you follow what Wax say. At some point, they may tell you to move your wallet over to their exchange or to their platform. So it is something that we need to watch, guys. Don't just sit and do nothing. And it's good that you get connected into those discussions there. It is something that you need to watch. That's just quickly, my apologies.
No, fine.
When you get here into your website in PythonSignals, you're going to see you've got a few buttons here on the bottom, like for example, blog, just for the new people. If you click on blog there, here, right in the bottom there, it'll open the blog posts up, and here we are in the blog posts. Make sure that you read these. And there's a new thing here called the e-store. If you click on e-store, there are videos there. Most of these are free. Go and watch these guys. You know, this one, Introduction to Crypto Trading, Psychology of Trading, the key trading terms. Make sure anything free that you watch it. There are stuff here that if you want to look at overall trading strategy, that you can buy these and watch them. Okay, there's a whole bunch of videos there, but the point is, make sure you watch these introduction videos. Very good, they're helpful, and they can help you tremendously to make an insane amount of money. Tertius, let's get back to the questions here.
Yeah, there was one person saying that they had mentioned that there was a possibility of 1,000% spike, you know, coming in some of the coins while they were doing a promotion, and the people was based on what. So essentially, I think Donnie Barnard asked the question. I normally try not to get into those kind of discussions. If it does come up, it's based on algorithm data that is a proprietary, you know, calculation that Morris needs.
Hello, Tertius, I think we lost you there. Let's just give Tertius a second or two. Tertius, we are just waiting for you. Donnie, are you there? Do you want to come on and just ask the question?
Morris,
hello, Donnie. Just come and ask the question there.
Can you hear me, Morris?
Yes, I can. Who's talking?
It's Donnie Barnard.
Okay, Donnie. Yes, come on. Ask the question. Yeah.
Yes, I was just basically trying to promote PythonSignals, and mentioned amongst others the possibility of the spike of 1,000% in Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. And the person just responded and asked, based on what fact would such a spike be possible or potentially happen? And I don't really know how to answer him. And I don't know if there is one that we can pose or give him.
Yeah, okay. Now, we, Donnie, the thing that we do at PythonSignals is that I developed an algorithm. This algorithm is based on a mathematical equation. It works, it's a complex set of rules in mathematics. What it does, it takes into account the last 10 or 12 years worth of Bitcoin data, and or 11 years. Now, we import that data into a mathematical format into our system, which is built on the application called Python, the software Python. This is also where the name PythonSignals come from. That's why we are called PythonSignals. Now, remember this mathematical algorithm is something that I developed a long time ago when I was working. I still work in the oil and gas industry. And I've done work for, you name it, for Shell, BP, Woodside, Halliburton, Schlumberger. You name the oil and gas company, I have done work for them, and I still do work for them. My algorithm is so advanced that these companies just cannot believe the data that we give them, because we put their old data in of the past 10 or 20 years and we kick the results out, whether they're going to have a fatality, a near miss, or incident. Now, many people can't understand this. We are unique, totally unique in the world. Nobody can do what we do. Because remember this, you can't just suddenly go and build an algorithm and then it works. We have got so much data that we accumulated over the last 10 or 11 years that it's literally impossible for somebody to come in now and build it. You're gonna spend 2 or 3 years to build it, even if you have a team. Now, back in the day when I built it, it was easy to develop, the same way how it was easy for Charlie Lee to build Litecoin. I had a discussion with Charlie Lee when he was here in Australia. And I said, Charlie, how much time did you spend building Litecoin? He said to me, oh, it was like copy and paste. He copied the Bitcoin blockchain, modified it, and bang, it worked. Now it's getting more complicated because there are a lot of other facets on. Now, to make a long story short, is that our algorithm, if I put the past history of certain coins in it, it tells me that there's going to be a spike. Now, guys, we're the only people in the world. Consider yourself extremely lucky to know this info. If my data is correct, and you've seen over the past of this year, I don't know, I don't like to put a percentage on how accurate we are, but most of our calls they are more correct than what they are wrong. Nobody can do this. People are stunned, actually, with how we do this. Now, many people say, oh, you must be from the future. No, we're not from the future. It's just our algorithm kicks the data out. Now, with regard to Ethereum, for example, this date here, somewhere where this green box is, within about 21 days, we are going to have a breakout upwards. Our data sees the future. It's incredible. It sometimes amazes me as well. It sees the future. And what I said is about probably about 60 days ago, we came out and we said there are I actually said there's one coin that's going to go up 1,000%, and we don't know which one it is. So we searched and researched, and then we came up and said, wow, there are 5 coins in our data that's going to go up 1,000% or more. And you guys know what coins they are. Now, let me just explain this this rise in price. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but guys, a spike is when the market goes like this, straight up. Okay? Although I say it's a spike, it's not necessarily going to be a spike. The market is going to do this. It's going to go in leaps and bounds. It's just going to go up and up and up. So it's not necessarily a spike. You can call it a spike, but over a period of 2 or 3 months. But there's one coin that does make a spike, and this coin is Ripple. And I've shown you guys this. See that spike there? It goes up for 21 days. That is a spike. And now how we find out about this data specifically to Ripple, there's some information that I unfortunately just can't give you, but it's got to do with our algorithm analysis. And quite frankly, if we're not asking people to believe it. I'm just interested in these people that are on PythonSignals, that have made that membership. I want to give that membership back to you. So we want you to make money, an insane amount of money. Consider yourself lucky to know this, guys, because you see what's happening on social media. People are confused. They don't know when to buy. They don't know what's going to happen in the market. At least you know what's going to happen. And I tell you now, guys, this is going to be epic, and people are going to make an insane amount of money. Tarsis, are you back?
Can I respond to that, Mario?
Yeah, sure, go.
Yeah, I don't think his question was critical. I think he was perhaps looking for something like that there's going to be a world event, or there's, the SEC is going to do something. So I think it was just a pretty innocent question. But yes, I appreciate your answer. Thank you.
Yeah, and let me just tell you this, Dani. Remember, the data that I give you guys, I don't want you to give that out to anybody in the world. You keep it for yourself. You communicate it privately with somebody. Don't post it on social media to people that you don't know. But I can give you a hint. What's going to happen here after 9 or 10 September is that Bitcoin is going to lose dominance. The Bitcoin dominance is going to be over. Now, let me see if I've got that chart here. Let me just see Bitcoin. I must have it somewhere. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pull this chart over. This is the Bitcoin dominance. I haven't shown this to anybody, not even to you guys yet. But what's going to happen here with Bitcoin, the dominance of Bitcoin, is you can see here that it started dropping on 21 February 2017. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Then what happened is you have a 3-wave down. Now, what's going to happen here is that you're actually going to have a big ABC correction. But I like to do this. Let's say that's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be about there, similar to that height there. Now let's zoom in now and let's have a look at the Bitcoin dominance. So the Bitcoin dominance is going to go up slightly more. I reckon probably about 72, maybe 74%. Guess what happens, guys, after this if you have 3 waves down, look at that, 3 waves down and 3 waves up. Many people in the world that know this data will tell you what comes next. What comes next is a humongous ABC correction. It goes like this. It goes almost to the same level there, there, there. 1, 2, 3. It goes there. It then goes back up to that point there, to that point there, to that level there. And then comes this big drop back to that level there. Okay? Can you see why I'm saying that there's a big epic move coming? Now I'm going to move this away because I don't want people to know this. If people or other analysts in the world see what we do and know, they will use our data. But now that you know now why, when I look at Litecoin, for example, let's go to Litecoin, why I'm saying that at this point here, the Bitcoin dominance is going to go upwards. Then it's going to drop and lose the steam. From this point here, guys, when the change that's going to happen, Donnie, is going to be the world financial system, the institutions are coming in to buy cryptos. And this is why I say, don't hold these little coins that nobody has heard about. Why? Because the financial institutions are not going to buy them. The financial institutions are going to buy Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, NEO, Digibyte, XRP. That's what they're going to buy. So that's why I've said about 2 months ago, guys, start moving your portfolios into the new top 10 coins. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense, Donnie.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Definitely does. Thanks, Maurice.
Curtis, you back now there. Okay, let's get 1 or 2 more questions, guys.
I think there was a question earlier about somebody following, the buy and hold strategy, and so related questions also were that if Bitcoin does turn downwards to about 9147, do we then get out of all the alts, or is it just Bitcoin that we're looking at getting out? And then related to that question, how actively do we swap those coins in the long-term buy and hold strategy, Maurice? I'm presuming that we wouldn't necessarily try to sell at our Litecoin at the 128. It'll probably be obviously a lot less trade. So those 2 questions related primarily to the long-term buy and hold portfolio that you proposed a while ago.
Okay, guys, that's a great question. Buy and hold works like this. Okay, for example, here on the bottom, we recommended let's buy. Okay, and at that point, go back and you'll see on around about the 17 to 20 July, there was the first post made, buy. And then I gave in that post, the blog post, 3 options. One of them was buy and hold. So what I meant then was you hold and you hold and you hold till there. Bang. So you don't care what happens, and you can see the market came down and up. Again, down, it's going to go up again. Okay, so you don't care about these little drops because it's very difficult to time an exit and entry. If you look back, oh, it's easy. But what are you going to do now for the future? It doesn't work. So it's easier sometimes you buy here on the bottom and you simply hold till the top. Now, let's just clear that quickly. Now, the only time buy and hold where I would recommend that you get out of the market is here at XYZ, here at Z. So you bought in here on B, you rode the wave up, you're going to ride Y up, you're going to ride Z up. These are for people who don't know how to buy and sell or when to buy and sell. So if you simply hold, okay, if you bought here on the bottom and you potentially sell, let's say here at about 17, guys, look at that profit that you potentially can make. That's 88%. So the golden rule that I tell a lot of people when they call me or send me emails, keep 30% of your portfolio in buy and hold. The rest you trade. So split it up a little bit. If you don't want to do it, you just do these trend trades. Like there's a lot of people that come in on the bottom, and I'm going to recommend that you sell here on the top. Now, if we sell on this top here, I will send a message out. In this case, guys, here at that top, I recommend that we sell everything, all your cryptos. Now, remember this, I've got portfolios that I never sell because it's worth a lot of money. You can't move that kind of money quickly in the market. So in that case, I keep it. But if it's a little portfolio, 10, 15, 20, 100, 200, up to $500,000, you can sell because the market is going to come down, test this level here again, the 14,000. Then it's going to go back up again. And then it's going to drop. There's going to be 2 drops. Remember, I showed that. And then it's going to go up again. And at that point here is a critical point where we are going to break this level here of, let me just put that in, 22K. Come on. Okay. When we break 22K twice, guys, the market won't come back. It's going to go up extremely high. But now you can see why I say we sell there. Those are the long-term points, Tertius, that we sell there, we buy low. At that point there, we sell again, we buy low. So this is a trend trade from this point to that point. This is another trend trade from this low point to that point. And you don't worry, because remember, although I show the market goes up here, let me tell you what's going to happen perhaps. It's going to go like this, guys, and drop again. Then it goes up again, and then it drops again. And then it goes up. Now, the risk-adverse investor perhaps knows how to sell these tops. Sometimes I don't even do it because it's you just can't. You don't know what's going to happen. So just be very careful. I hope that answers the question. I think there was another question in there, Tertius, which I probably missed.
No, I think that covers it, Morris. You know, the folks are some folks are keeping it simple and they're trading they're working on the long-term buy and hold strategy. You know, do we just buy and then hold it for 2 years, or do we get out? And I think you've answered that very clearly. And thanks again for those percentages. Guys, if there's anybody who has a question, or somebody, I did see a question on gold-linked altcoins in connection to the hyperinflation. Do you think so that kind of thing will continue going forward? I know there's a couple of gold coins linked to that, and I saw you had a gold chart. There we go. You've got the gold chart up there. So just maybe a bit of a discussion on that.
Yeah, guys, so remember from the beginning of the year, and we were somewhere here in October actually last year, where we said that gold now is going to go upwards. And from the beginning of the year, we have said that gold will go up, silver will go up, cryptos will go up. World stock markets are going to go up. And you just need to go onto YouTube, and what you'll see is there are hundreds of people that are calling the doom and gloom of the world stock markets and the financial system. It's not going to happen, guys. Not this year. Next year is a different story. But for this year, we expect that gold is going to have a bit of resistance here. It's not a big issue, but it's going to break through, and see that purple line or pink line. That is what we are going to follow. So this goes here into the year 2020. There's an event that takes place next year that will bring gold down. And we can talk about that in future discussions. But for now, guys, look at this. We're now going to head up. Follow my mouse there. Bit of resistance there. Then we're going to spike up to the top. This coincides with Bitcoin. I'm just going to leave that comment there. But you need to be aware of hyperinflation. Things in the world are getting a lot more expensive. The funny thing is, guys, America has got almost zero inflation. But everything is getting more expensive. So who's lying to the people? The government. There's no such thing as a zero inflation in America. For those people here that are on the call from America, you guys know how expensive everything is getting. You walk into HIB, which is a food store there, and you look at the prices and you just can't believe it. Somebody sent me a short video showing me what the cost is of chips and also juices and stuff. It's crazy what's happening in America. And then they still say there's 0 or 0.1 or 1% inflation. It's not true, more like 10% a year. And this is just going to get worse. That's why you need to be in cryptos. Okay, the thing with silver also, silver is really good. You can see it's just perking up here. And silver is most likely, in my opinion, I'll be astonished if it doesn't break perhaps this all-time high this year. So just be aware of that. You know, this is what our data shows, but I just want to warn you that last year our data showed that silver would break $100 and never did it. So see, you have to remember that gold and silver is heavy, heavy manipulated. The price of silver in real terms today should be $132, and it's not. And you ask yourself the question, why is it not? Because it's manipulated. Why is cryptos going up? Because they can manipulate it, but not that much. You know, so this is why cryptos are going to break out. I really believe that. Okay, let's. Any more questions there? Dow Jones, we can look into that. Ultimately, guys, the Dow Jones, and I've said that since last year, it's going to go to 40,000 Dow. And we look at that probably in about 2 to 3 years, 40,000 Dow. We may have a bit of a drop here, down to about 20,000, a little bit lower than this one year. That could happen. And the only reason for that is because there are two parties in America, main parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats literally, I can't use a different word than hate. They hate the president of the USA. Okay? They will do everything possible to destroy the economy. And these are the facts, guys. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm just looking in as an independent. It's crazy. CNN has jumped on the bandwagon. They want to get America in a recession because they know that if they bring the economy down, the president has got nothing to run on, so Trump will lose the next election. So expect some sort of event. We see it in our data, maybe first upwards, but we could see 20,000 Dow, but it will be short-lived, exactly like this was short-lived. And it'll come back up, and the Dow is heading to 40,000 Dow. What's happening with the tariffs and all these stories that you see all around the news, they're not even the real true stories, guys. When I analyze that data, it flags up as fake news. Fake news is when our system reads a duplicate script from CNN, CBS, Fox News, doesn't matter. It's a duplicate script. It's pushed out data for the public, meaning that they are asking news stations to say the same information. Guys, don't trust anything you hear or read on the news. You know, it's all just there as propaganda, in my opinion. Focus on what we do here. Focus on this Bitcoin, where it's going to go. Make your own money because the governments won't pay your debt off. You are responsible to do that yourself.
Morris, one question that I think is also relevant before we wrap it up. The one somebody was asking, when Bitcoin spikes up to its 17K level as we expect, do you expect that the altcoins will then follow with that downward movement, or is it too early to say?
It's a little bit early to say, but let me give you a scenario with Litecoin. Let's have a look at Litecoin quickly. Okay, now remember here, Litecoin is here on the bottom, and I'm expecting that Litecoin will go upwards, regardless of a sideways move. You're going to see tomorrow a move upwards. As a matter of fact, Tertius, I'll tell you what I see in our data. Litecoin moves up very big, something similar like that, and the next day, something like that, and then it hits a top. It goes slowly to the top. So expect one or two big moves. Now this top here, let's have a look at that top there. I'm expecting that Bitcoin will most likely be $17,000 there. The reason is this. Let's quickly have a look at the percentage gain. And guys, pay close attention here because I'm going to show you something here. If I go from the bottom here right to that top there, can you see that that is 74%? Okay? Now keep that in mind, from here to there. Now remember, we said that a long time ago, we said that there's going to be 100% divergence. Can you see where the 100% divergence comes from? months ago, I said that we're going to get the heartbeat. It's going to come down and then up. And that divergence from this point here to that point there is 100. But since it's gone up slightly now, let's go around about 70%. Now let's go back to Bitcoin. Now look at Bitcoin there. I expect that Bitcoin is going to go up this point here, 64%. 64% gives us around about 17,000. Now, this is what I want you to understand. Don't get fooled by Bitcoin. There's a probability that Bitcoin is only going to do its standard 30% move. Remember this year, if most of you were with us since December last year, remember Bitcoin always moves that 29 or 30%, and then another 29 or 30%. It could be that Bitcoin only moves up to this level here, go sideways, have a bit of a drop, and then move the rest up there. So it will be two moves. In that point, now look what happens with Litecoin here. Now Litecoin goes up to that point there, then it comes down. And look what happens again. Litecoin moves again. Okay? So this could easily be the move where Bitcoin is going to take us out and play a trick on us, where Bitcoin could move only here to about 14,000, 13, 14, then go sideways downwards and then break out. And then you eventually what happens is that Bitcoin does do the 70%, the same as what Litecoin did. But if you sell on the top there and you buy in the bottom here again, you make that additional 36%. Or not really, guys, because remember, when you buy back here on D, you want to keep. You don't want to sell on E. Because this D is going to be the last time that you will see Litecoin at $90. You will never, ever in your life see Litecoin at $90. As a matter of fact, guys, a few years from now, Litecoin will disappear and become zero. But I'll warn you at that point. We know when that's going to happen. We're going to get out of Litecoin before that happens. And I don't want to mention now. But it gives you the kind of data that we see, guys. We can see far in the future. And how valuable is that data for you? Bitcoin goes to 3,000, 4,000, and suddenly, bang, drops out of the box or disappears completely. Have you heard of stocks, guys, in the world stock market? You suddenly invest in a mining stock, and overnight they announce, oh, the mine is closed down. What happens with your stock? You still own it, but it's worthless. So Litecoin is going to go the same way. Litecoin doesn't last forever. That's why it's called Litecoin.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Marius. I know that you said that you wanted to keep the webinars a bit shorter. And a lot of folks were asking if we can keep it under an hour. We've done that this evening. Thank you very much. And I don't think there's any questions. I might have missed a few that I've lost now due to the internet connectivity issue I had. But guys, as always, this is the important part, to be a part of the live calls. And thanks to everyone for being. We're over 300 people this evening.
Hi, Tertius. Sorry to interrupt you. Wendy says she just wants to share something.
Oh, fantastic.
I don't know, Wendy. I don't know what you're going to share, Wendy, so I'm a little bit dubious here.
Hi, everybody. You get to see me. I want to share my screen. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Great. I just want to share something really quick with everybody.
Okay, go ahead.
Can everybody see my screen? Oops, I just lost my video. Hold on. Malfunction. I didn't charge my speakers up yesterday. Sorry about that, people. Sorry about that. Okay, this is my spot in, I'm showing you my dashboard because I actually work PythonSignals. So I just wanted to show you that we have something really incredible on our dashboards now that's new. And that is over here called the eStore. So everybody sees on their dashboard of PythonSignals that you have an eStore. And if you click in there, you are actually going to see that PythonSignals now offers some incredible free training. And these are really good training videos for people who are new to crypto. And they're actually offering these up to help you learn about trading secrets. We've got psychology of trading, introduction to crypto trading, wallets and security. We've got how to set up TradingView and how to set up and use Binance. These are incredible free videos everybody is receiving now with their memberships. So please take advantage of these. There are some more detailed ones that are given, and Craig Penseal has done a lot of these videos, and he is an expert trader and expert in crypto knowledge. So he gives a lot of these more advanced courses, and those are for sale. But everybody needs to understand that even if you're new to PythonSignals, when you have money in your payout wallet, and maybe you can't extract it yet because you don't have the 2 direct referrals yet that you need, you can still use your payout money to buy these videos if you're interested in buying them or want to learn. But I just really wanted everybody to see that there's free videos in here for training and knowledge. So that's all I really wanted to share with everybody, that I was very excited to see these pop up on my dashboard. And I have not yet watched them all, but what I have watched is excellent material, and we've got some really good feedback. So take advantage of this. It comes with your subscription. That's all. I'm done.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow, okay, thank you. That was short.
Short and sweet.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. Tertius, no, thank you very much, guys. I think we just need to end this presentation. Are you okay, Tertius?
Yes, 100%. Thanks, Morris.